Lately my thoughts got me distant. Darker days filling up darker minds. Stuck in this room that keeps spinning, wondering how you been, where you hide. Late night drinking, wishful thinking, what if you were here? Morning waking, heart still aching, something about the way you make me feel. I don't wanna mess up your night, I don't wanna put up a fight, I don't wanna trouble you, babe, but I gotta say, I don't wanna waste no more time trying to shake the feelings inside. Finally got made up my mind, can't go one more day without you. No. Lately there's something that's missing. Empty bed doesn't feel empty hearts. Typical me reminiscing. A memory doesn't heal open scars. Late night drinking, wishful thinking, what if you were here? Morning waking, heart still aching, something about the way you make me feel. I don't wanna mess up your night, I don't wanna put up a fight, I don't wanna trouble you, babe, but I got to say, I don't wanna waste no more time trying to shake the feelings inside. Finally got made up my mind, can't go one more day without you. Can't go one more day without you. No, can't go one more day. No, I can't. One more day without you. Can't go one more day. I can't go one more day without you. No, I can't go one more day. Love interrupted by tragedy, lost in the drought of nightfall, running in search of the remedy, trying to find her place in it all, focused only on the negative. All she can attract is pain. Perception is what will manifest. Thought she could escape, but it's all the same. Birds fly south for the winter, but she ran to the west side. And though much was stolen, much still abides. And I know she'd rather keep her distance, but as time moves on, she's drifting away. drifting away from me. But did the ocean breeze specify you? Did the palm trees sanctify you? I bet the ocean breeze did advise you that you'll never find you on the run from yourself, on the run from yourself. Concrete will shape to quicksand. Just when you think you're in control, but you're not alone. Take my hand, no shame in the surrender to a bigger picture. Birds fly south for the winter, but you ran to the west side. And though much was stolen, much still abides. And I know you don't wanna burn bridges, but as time moves on, you slipping away from me. But did the ocean breeze pacify you? Did the palm tree?
What's up, good people? How are you? Good morning to my friends on Facebook, to my friends on YouTube, to my people, my OGs on Spreaker. Good morning to you. To the OGs on the TuneIn Network. Good morning to you. Good morning. Now, what you're looking at, that screenshot, let me pop the music all the way down. That's a screenshot right there of an email that I recently received from my daughter's school. And this is what it looks like. This is part of being a parent during the COVID pandemic. But because humans are worse than COVID and we value money and other BS over people's lives, everybody's been pushed back into normal before we're ready for normal. And this is what it looks like. If you've never received a letter from CPS letting you know that your child that you love and adore and care for so much that you would kill for has been exposed to the coronavirus, you get a letter like this. It's an email. You don't get a phone call. That would be probably way too costly in terms of time, but you get an email. You get two types. We receive already this school year, we receive both types. So one type tells you, that's what this is. It tells you that, you know, your child is not considered a close contact. The other type is when your child has been considered a close contact, and basically the process is the same. You get an email, and then there's a little link. Typically, it's from one of the principals, and that's it. That's what it's like. But I want to talk a little bit more about what it's like being a parent during the COVID-19 pandemic, because I'm a parent living through the coronavirus pandemic. And I've got a few observations I want to share with you this morning, plus 3 things that every black man should do by the age of 40. 3 things that every black man should do by the age of 40. Again, 3 things that every black man should do by the age of 40 this morning. So those are my 2 primary topics. But if you know anything about my style and my show, we go day to day, flow to flow, 24-hour cycle. I like to talk about the things that are happening or have happened within that window. And the last time I was with you live was about 24 hours ago. And there's numerous things that I want to either remind you of or I want to put on your radar screen. You may or may not be aware of it. This is the last honest place in Cincinnati media. It's the Nathan Ivey Show. We're live, we're local, and we're vocal. And we'll get started in about 90 seconds. Please take this time to like and in particular share today's show, fam. When you share the show, more people see it.
Yeah, talking to my mirror like I love you so much. Curving on my critics like I heard you, so what? You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. Tally all the I ever gave on my head. Lately I've been living like I can't take a loss. They ain't wanna help me, that's what made me a boss. You can't kill my confidence, I think I'm the man. We don't give a that's what they don't understand. I'm back again in like flu season. I broke records while loose leafing. I'm coming down my roof, leaving. Don't give a fuck, I don't care. Did the shit by my lonesome. No wonder now I'm on one. No shortcuts on that long run. All I really want is my share. Get him, I got him, I told him it's nothing. In the discussion, got them feelings, I throw all my pain on percussion. It's disgusting. I hear them bragging about that they did, and it do not move me, not in the least. They ain't been dropping no seeds in the soil, but swear that you almost spotted the feast. I've been on go mode, showboat, rowboat, wave ride. Cool shorty, too naughty, pool party, wet for the face ride. Annie up, penny down, hand me down, thrift store, old drip. New money, too funny, old shorty, talk about old. I'm on they now, can't get a pass now. I'm a cash cow, keeping it brash now. It's trash now, I'ma spaz out. I've been killing my lows and living on highs. You see in the skies the proof. You could just see in my eyes that there is no lies. I cannot disguise the truth. I've been in my new merch, colored duck sauce on the new couch with my chucks on. Get the on with that hate. I'm big cool on the small check, cause I know now that I'm all that. Got a hawk guy on the ball cat. Get the out of my face. Talking to my mirror like
I think we're ready. Good morning. How you doing, everybody? Thank you for being here. Welcome back to the show. All right, I'll say it again for people that might join within the last 90 minutes to 2 minutes, 90 seconds to 2 minutes. What you're looking at right there, pardon me 1 second. What you're looking at right there is a screenshot from an email that I recently received from my daughter's school. And my daughter attends a Cincinnati public school. And this is a part of the notification process. If there's a confirmed case of COVID-19, I just wanted people to remind people that COVID-19 is real. Everybody's so caught up with money and concerts and eating burritos and drinks and shit that I feel like, excuse my language, I feel like people are forgetting that COVID-19 is real. I put this up here just to remind you that this is what parents have to deal with. We have received two types of notifications from my daughter's school so far. And this is just one type. Oh, good morning to you. There we go. What's up? What's up? There we are, Gucci. Good morning to you. We received two types of notifications so far from my daughter's school. One type tells you like, well, you know, we think it was a close contact. And the other is a confirmed, like, hey, your child definitely was surrounded by or near somebody that got COVID. So we talked with our daughter about it. She was like, well, it must have been like in my classroom. That's the only way they can kind of track that kind of stuff, which makes sense. I'm glad they're doing it. But I don't know. It makes you wonder, did we go back too soon? It makes you wonder that as a parent. When you get to something like that, you feel helpless because what can I do about it? I could pull her out, put her in digital academy, which is insufficient compared to her academic goals and where she is right now. Or, you know, you just grin, you just bear it. You know what I'm saying? Now, Medium Buddha is nearly 100% vaccinated. She's taking the first shot, not the second shot. She wanted to. And she took the same thing that her mother and father took. So we were the guinea pigs, and we felt like it was the right thing to do for her for a variety of different reasons. So that gives us some measure. It gives me some measure of feeling comfortable about it. The second thing is she eats right. You know why? Because she's in the house with me. She eats right. She's very, very active. She's strong too. Damn. She is a student athlete. So I think she's got a lot of good things, you know, working in her favor. And I think that she'll be okay. But this is the reality of parenting during COVID. And parenting during COVID has been hard and a mofo, hasn't it? It's been so hard. It's a lot easier now, but like during the tail end of the big quarantine when everybody was shut in, that shit was. Tracy, why are you out of breath? I'm out of breath because I was exercising right before I got to the show. I was finishing it off. I had to get it in this morning. So that's what you're hearing. I was getting it in. And then I had to run the trash out real quick. So that's what it is. Daddy duties and man stuff. But I appreciate the love, Tracy. She's like, why you out of breath? That's why. Plus, I'm trying to get this tea in too. So it's all of that. It's all of that. And during the quarantine, that ish was it was hard when you could see how it was affecting your children. Like that social isolation was really, really hitting some parts of the family harder than others. Like if you're a natural introvert, it's no big deal. But if you're a more of an extrovert, social butterfly type, like to be out, that's part of your daily routine. That's what gets you through your work week, your work month. That gets you through with the hard stuff you got to do in your life. That shit was hard. That shit was super hard. But now here we are, the last day of August, going into September. Can somebody say Virgo seasons? Because Virgos is winning right now. We winning. And I'm getting emails like this in the morning. Hold on one second. I want to make sure I'm sharing it to a lot of different spaces. If you go to that CDM Facebook page, then it should look differently. You should have more access to our videos. You should be able to see more of the videos and just kind of check it out and check out what you're interested in, what you like. Real simple. A lot of people really enjoyed the conversation that Edna Howe had with brother Ken Lawson. I got a chance to powwow with him just a little bit. I'm gonna circle back around and see what's up with brother Ken. I know that he was doing a live stream show from Hawaii that a lot of people really liked. You never know. You never know. But I thought it was a very interesting conversation. He was like very transparent about his story, and then also talking about the Innocence Project and the modern day criminal justice system. If you missed that episode of Straight Talk Live, it's worth your time. Just go over to CIN, short for Cincinnati Digital Media's Facebook page, and check it out there. Check it out for yourself. Brandy writes, greetings. Good morning, Brandy. Good to see you. Anthony writes, morning, Chubbs. Good morning to you, Anthony. Get to the chopper! Give me 1 second here, because this light is just a little bit too much in my face. Hold on 1 second. Turn this around just a little. I think I like that better, but I won't know until I actually see it. Yeah, I like it a little bit better. I can tell a difference. Even if you cannot. Good morning to you. Good morning. Clarence writes, morning, choppers. Good morning, Clarence. What's up, bro? Andrielle writes, morning, Nate and friends. Good morning to you. Anthony writes, like and share, fam. Linda Jones writes, good morning, Nate. Daryl writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. Good morning to you. Linda writes, do y'all mind website that Alicia gave out about rental help on the show yesterday? Yeah, I do. Hold on. I have notes. It was 513relief.org. Hold on, let me put it up there for you. 513relief.org. So here's the website. Relief. Hopefully I spelled relief right. I hope I did. Let me double check real quick. Hey, yeah, I got it right. So that's it, 513relief.org. Yeah, she dropped some knowledge for us yesterday, a little bit ahead. And so she came on the show on Monday and told us about it. And then between her appearance on the show and this morning, local media is now picking up and writing about it as well. Not her interview here, but just the information she was talking about, because Hamilton County is about to release about $4 million to small businesses. So they also have some people called navigators. If you go to that website, 513relief.org, and you're a small business owner, and you're interested in knowing, what you qualify for, what money is out there, you ain't got to do all the legwork. They got that covered, okay? Go to 513relief.org this morning and get yourself what she called a navigator, and then you could check it out for yourself. They'll help you. They'll find out what you qualify for, and then that'll expedite the whole process. I think that's very valuable. Hopefully that helps you, Linda. Carmelita writes, morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Nat writes, good Tuesday, Choppers. This notice is ish. Really, we should be sheltered in place. Humans worse than COVID. Yeah, I mean, the school, I don't blame the school. I don't blame the people in the school. Those men and women Many of them fine men and women doing a very, very, they doing yeoman's work, right? And in my opinion, in most cases, not getting paid enough. But you get a message like this. What you supposed to do with this as a parent? I mean, thank you for letting me know, but I can't do shit. I'm powerless. You know what I'm saying? Unless I want to put my kid in a digital academy, which is insufficient. I mean, even school board members, even the former superintendent, they all had to admit it was insufficient. And then what if your kid is like, on a serious academic track? What do? You stuck. But this is what the letter looks like. If you haven't received this, great for you. But this is what it looks like. Matter of fact, I could screenshot you the letter that they sent us telling us that it was definite that my daughter had came in contact with somebody who had COVID. And it's the reason why we wanted to make sure that we got the vaccine for her. And again, she's already taken one shot. Let me see here. There it is. She's already taken one shot and is waiting to get the second. Good morning to you. Let me see. Cruther writes, good morning, choppers. Good morning to you. Hey, listen, I don't know these things because I didn't pay attention to none of it. And I know this is going to sound so crazy, but I went to go see my little bro, right? Remy the Great. And I'm chilling with Remy the Great. And he's like, yeah, man, them Bengals look good. I'm like, mind blown. Bengals? I have for complete, I know it's sacrilegious, it's blasphemous, but I don't really pay attention to things that don't pay me. And the Bengals don't really pay me. The new uniforms, it's a step in the right direction, but God darn it, Cincinnati, why are we so afraid to just be bold, to just be vivid, to just be out there? We always want to take these little baby steps. I think this is just me personally. I think that they should go catch up with Cameron Means and whoever his design team is with black owned. And the Bengals should allow black owned and their designers to redesign the entire Bengal uniforms. They've already got a partnership. Which I think is great. But from just looking at the designs there, I think that'd be so. I'd love to see black owned designers give their interpretation, and that's like a clothing brand here that is black owned here, that's based in the city of Cincinnati. I was watching some damn movie trailer, man, called Wrong Turn Number 16 or something, and one of the characters in the movie had a black owned T-shirt on. I was like, damn, they get national press. But I'd love to see that because the Bengals, damn it, I'm gonna say this again, people. The Bengals will never reach their apex as long as we got them ugly ass uniforms and colors. If we're gonna keep the orange, can we at least go college uniform, neon, burnt, sexy orange? Why we gotta have like grandpa orange? We want that sexy metallic orange. You know what I'm saying? The cool stuff. When the Bengals do that, it's going to completely change the way the players feel about themselves. The whole aura is going to change about the Bengals, and they're going to stop winning. Before you say, Nate, that don't matter, look at the Patriots. The Patriots didn't win a damn thing with that ugly ass old uniform with the I'm not sure how he would identify himself. The little dude that was like in the stance. Remember that? The ugliest uniforms ever. As soon as they changed their uniforms, dynasty. They became dynastic. You cannot be a dynasty with some ugly ass uniforms. It's never going to happen. Denver Broncos. Sure, it was cool. Got the D right there. You got the Mustang and all that kind of stuff. The Bronco. Is that what it is? But when they changed them and got them cool uniforms, back-to-back championships. That's right. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They had the softest uniforms of all time. Soft little ass uniforms with 3 Musketeers on there. You won't win a damn thing with those uniforms on. As soon as they changed them, playoffs. What? Super Bowls, championships. Same thing, yo. I'm telling you. Listen to your boy. Listen to me. The Bengals need to get Cameron Means and his team to redesign all of the uniforms. And they'll make some cool shit. Watch. Excuse my language. Oh my God. Here we go. Lord, forgive me for my brash delivery. Thank you. I'm good. Kev on the cell writes, good morning, choppers. Let's cook like hot grease and water. Let's get it popping. That will get it popping. He said like hot grease and water. Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. Glenn writes, good morning, Nate and the choppers. Good morning to you, Glenn. Dale writes, I mean, after what Tracy said last week about her son in this notice, when does common sense take over? That's a good question. In the last days in common sense, not a lot of room for it. Kamika writes, I get at least 3 to 5 per week in a district that refuses to mandate masks. Eloise is in the house. Good morning, Eloise. She writes, good morning, happy Tuesday. David writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Frenay writes, good morning. Dell writes, I'm Skyping with co-workers and we both considering feeling like an ADA form to remain working from home. They want us in the office mid-late September. Oh yeah, because now the FDA has approved one of the vaccines. So now y'all ain't got no more excuses. No more excuses. All that I don't feel like it and I don't feel safe. That's over with, Daryl. Now we live in the age of get your ass back to work. Get back out there, get back to work. Fame writes, good morning, folks. Hashtag alt middle. TNT writes, good morning. Crystal writes, good morning. Glenn's in the house. Danita is in the house. She writes, good morning, choppers. Make it a terrific Tuesday. I think so. I saw something on Instagram I wanted to share with you. I might screen grab this and then start using on the show on a regular basis. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see here. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Yeah, this is funny. You know what? I think I might share this on the screen for you. One of my Instagram friends posted this. And it reads, today's affirmations. On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. I want to share this with you. We need more affirmations in the Black community. Oh my God. No one man should have all this fun. I'm telling you, it should be illegal. Let me see here. Okay. There it is. I think I just sent it to myself and then I can pick it up. Hold on one second. You got to see this. This is hilarious. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Come on, come on, come on. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. Oh my God, this is hilarious. Where's Black Russia at, man? I heard something about Black Russia that I'm just dying to know. I'm just dying to know if it's true or not. Here's our daily affirmations. Y'all ready? Daily affirmation number 1. There it is. Today's affirmation. On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. Say it with me. On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. There it is. We all good now. Don't you feel great now? Don't you feel much better about yourself? I know I do. Kamika writes, half of the Fairfield High School football team is on quarantine, mostly because the school refuses to mandate mask use. I was also told by the superintendent that social distancing is only a recommendation, not a requirement. Humans worse than COVID, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. We shouldn't be surprised by none of this shit, though. We shouldn't be surprised by none of this because, I mean, look, the people over at The Walking Dead already told us. I've said it before. The Walking Dead, a television series that I can't stand to watch anymore because I just got sick of all the moaning and the groaning and the vomit. They had some moments though. Woo, that shit. Woo, man. You spent 4-5 seasons getting invested, and then dude came down with that bat. That you see the episode with the bat? Oh boy. Woo! It was grisly to say the least. Not good. But The Walking Dead is a great television series. It is great commentary about human beings. It's some of the best commentary you're going to find about human beings, quite honestly. And I'll say this again for people who don't know, but sci-fi is social commentary. what makes Jordan Peele so, his movies so dope. I haven't seen Candyman. Anybody seen that? Candyman, 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 Candyman. I ain't worried, but he better not shut the fuck up in here. He gonna get shot. Let him show up. He got a hook. I got something else. He ain't gonna make it out of here. Mofos out here scared to say Candyman. I don't give a damn about no damn superstitions. I'm black. Give a damn. Candyman, 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 Candyman. How many times you supposed to say before this mofo show up? He must be on CP time. Candyman, 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 Candyman. Guess he ain't showing. Anybody seen that movie yet? I haven't seen it. I probably won't see it till he comes on Fire Stick. Because that's just where I'm at with it these days. Everything on Fire Stick. What I like going to a movie theater? For what? For what? Why would I do that when I could just sit at home? Tracy writes, man, don't be scaring me. Candyman, 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 Candyman. Y'all need to quit. Some damn Candyman. But let me talk about The Walking Dead real quick, man. The Walking Dead is great commentary about COVID because if you watch that show, what you're going to learn, and this is how I came up with humans worse than COVID, because the worst thing on The Walking Dead is not the zombies. It's the fucking humans. That's the worst thing. Humans are way worse than COVID. You know what I'm talking about? Walking Dead. Here's the image right here. This show right here. Ever watch this shit? It's good. I had to tap out like season 3 or so because it's just the groaning and the zombies. And I get what they're doing with it. But if you watch that show, the people are way more monstrous than the monsters themselves. You know what I'm saying? Just like real life. We can't even do the right thing by our own children because you have all of these agendas. You know what I'm saying? Competing agendas, competing interests, different opinions. If this was a zombie apocalypse, you'd have to fear the humans as much as the damn zombies. Even more so. Even more so. Like if you compared The Walking Dead to real life, in The Walking Dead, COVID are the zombies, but the humans are the humans. And the humans are way worse than COVID. Way worse than COVID, man. I forget some of the names of the bad guys on there, but let's say they're real bad. They real bad. Billy writes, Nate, if the wife or medium Buddha walked in behind you after saying Candyman, another cardiac event, LOL. Candyman, 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 Candyman. This shit don't mean nothing. It's just television, y'all. TNT writes, I fell off after they killed my boy. David writes, stop, Nate. Candyman is going to kick that bottle crate during your challenge. Next thing you know, you're in surgery. Dale writes, I heard Candyman is good. Clarence writes, go ahead and get a hand mirror, Nate, and say Candyman, Candyman, Candyman. I'll do that. Hold on. You hold on one side. I'll go get a hand mirror right now. You think I'm joking? Where's a hand mirror? I had to go all the way upstairs. So let me wait until like 9 a.m. I'll do it. Damn, somebody got to have some testicles in this world, in this city. Only got one testicle left, y'all. Y'all know what? I made a sacrifice for the culture about 9 years ago. Okay, somebody else gonna have to do that work. I already did it. Sony writes, all world superpower American Army finish Afghan winner. Okay. Right, Candyman is just a movie. Danita writes, I have a student who walks past me and says, Miss Thomas, have a great day because today is a great day to have a great day. She makes my day. Is that right? Oh, that would be great. That would be great. On my mama, mama in my Spider Loc voice. 1, 2, 3, nothing's gonna bother me. 3, 2, 1, I'm just trying to have some fun. Is that right? Our daily affirmation is this, right, folks? So just say this as you get ready. Today's affirmation, on my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. On my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. Now say that 5 times and then start your day. You're going to have a great day. Crystal writes, stop it, Nathan. Stop. What am I doing? Yeah, Nagin was his name. Nagin. Oh, that month with the bat. Oh boy. Woo, that was a tough episode. That was tough to watch because you spent like 4-5 seasons, which amounts to like 2-3 years invested in these characters. And dude comes over here and goes to work. Damn, he was an evil ass mofo. Like I tell you, see, they wrote him to be way more evil and way more dangerous than the zombies, because the whole point of The Walking Dead is to remind humans how vicious we can be when the resources run out. How vicious we can be when it's every man for himself. That's the whole point, at least in my head. Brandy writes, don't say it that many times. Okay. Philosophy writes, man, my daughter gonna make me cut this off. Over Candyman? Y'all hilarious. Y'all hilarious. Billy writes, I heard Candyman was trash. Okay, so one person said it was good, the other person said it was trash. I don't know which it is. Kamar writes, good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. TNT writes, how was the Asian dude on there? I thought he got his head bashed in. He did. Beetlejuice, you hilarious. Some damn Beetlejuice. Ashley's in the chop shop. She writes, good morning, Nathan in the choppers. Good morning to you. Sharp writes, good morning, Nathan in the choppers. Ray writes, good risings all. Good morning to you. Did I write? Did I say that Kamara writes, good morning, everyone? Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. Absolutely. Good to see everybody. Welcome. Come on in. So I shared with you just a screenshot of, like I said, an image that I received within the last 24 hours. This is the kind of stuff that parents got to deal with. Parenting during COVID. Do you send your kids to school or not? Speaking of schools, Mike DeWine, our governor with no spine whatsoever, he's now come out publicly and says that he opposes critical race theory in Ohio's K through 12 schools. I told you this man wasn't your friend. The fact that he's giving any credence to this whole argument about critical race theory, which is nothing more than just teaching history, goes to show you that Mike DeWine has no spine and that he is not a friend of the community. He is not. Never has been. Mike DeWine got a little bit of shine early on because it appeared that while Donald Trump, back when Donald Trump was president, it appeared that he had more sense than the president. So people was like, yeah, good answer. At least our Republican president governor has some damn sense. But since then, he showed us just how much of a spine he don't have and just how little sense he really has. He's shown us that. This motherfucker talking about some critical race theory. Man, I don't give a damn about no damn critical race theory. Run around talking about it's Marxism. So it's Marxism to teach people about the history in this country. That's Marxism. Yeah, okay. Hold on one second here. Somebody's sending me a video. Oh, okay. Yeah, my people's right there. Yes. Yes. Like I said, I'm very blessed. Thank you, wifey. I appreciate it. She sent me a little something with the family. Oh, man, I appreciate that. That's what gets me through. But as I was saying with Mike DeWine, who has no spine, now he's come out talking about some damn critical race theory. Is that what he's going to use that? Is that his election sort of mantra? The hell? Some people are saying that critical race theory is borderline racist theology that pits people of color against white people and goes against the American dream. Huh? So teaching young people the full picture of how race and American history have been intertwined and how it's impacted black people and in turn impacted the formation of this entire country. That's somehow pitting white people against black people. See, they want us to be fat, dumb, and stupid. That's what they want us to do. They want us to be out of shape. They want our brains to be flabby, and they want us to be stupid because then they can control us. It makes us more pliable. And I'm saying none. The children I'm raising, you hear me say all the time, strong body, strong mind, just like their parents. Strong body, strong mind. So they can resist this nonsense. Quote, it's really based off of Marxism and the fact that we should make those who have been successful feel like they have been privileged. Well, the reality is that in general, white people have been privileged because of their skin color. Yeah. Now, the quotes I'm reading from you or reading to you are not from Mike DeWine. They're from Representative Don Jones. He's a Republican from Freeport. Somebody that made this guy a state rep. This is a hot debate around the country. Heated debates. And they're going to try to make it a topic in the 2022 race for governor. Because what else is Mike DeWine going to run in? Like, what is he going to run on? Like, what has he really done? There was a mass shooting in Dayton. Nothing has changed. There's been no substantial legislation whatsoever. His COVID response, I think, from all sides, has had issues. Like, what has Mike DeWine really done? Nothing. So now he's got to fall back on these theories. Oh, they're trying to teach that white is wrong in the schools. I'll be the guy. I'll stand in opposition to it. What has Mike DeWine done? So look at. I got to read more about Nan Whaley because Mike DeWine has no spine. He's a suck MC Republican who'll do anything to get reelected, and he ain't done a damn thing since he's been in office, in my opinion. Whatever happened to those minority health strike force? Is that still a thing? I mean, Mike DeWine is the king of having let's have a meeting. I'm going to put together a blue ribbon panel and select people from Cleveland, Columbus, and Cincinnati, a who's of black people. They're going to meet virtually, give recommendations, and then guess what? We're going to disband the strike force. That's it. And then you got the current mayor of Cincinnati who has no penis whatsoever. The man who basically ran away from concerned citizens after he put an illegal lockdown curfew on the city, was locking folks up and taking away their rights just because they wanted to protest in these God-given streets. Local judges had to basically smack his hand and say he was wrong. What has he done? Talking about some marijuana should be legal. Really? John Cranley? Wow. Marijuana should be legal? Why didn't we think of that? So I need to learn more about Nan Whaley. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaning toward her right now. Because these two suckers, these two buffoon clowns, one a Democrat, one a Republican, I'm not really sure if we can. I wouldn't trust I wouldn't trust John Cranley to be John Cranley. And I wouldn't trust Mike DeWine to be Mike DeWine. I wouldn't trust him to do a damn thing, but y'all done gone and made them big time elected officials. One of them a mayor and the other is the current governor. Thank you. Thank you. So now Mike DeWine needs something to run on in 2022. He needs something to distinguish himself. So now it's going to be critical race theory. Thank you. Thank you, Mike DeWine. Just what we didn't want to fucking talk about. Because that's a no-brainer. Let me see. Are you challenging me? You think I won't do it? I'm definitely going to do it, Clarence. And I'm going to send Candyman to your house. Yes. TNT writes, I heard it was whack too. I mean, I don't know. I'm a connoisseur of horror movies. You know what I'm saying? I have to watch it for myself. I don't know. A classy one writes, Ken Lawson went to school to fight for justice, but went to prison for breaking justice. He did. He did. He did. He certainly did. He paid his time and now he's out. And he's working with the Innocence Project in Hawaii, which just listen to the conversation. Again, y'all should go back and check out Straight Talk with Edna Howe. Just check it out on our CDM page. You can find she's got a Straight Talk Live with Edna Howe Facebook page up as well. You can connect with her directly there. But I thought it was a very interesting conversation. And I've heard the stories before, but I don't think you can hear him too much. You know, he talked about his fall from grace and He said he got addicted to pain pills or something like that, and how people in the city of Cincinnati everywhere when he felt like they was laughing at him, he was the object of ridicule, and maybe all that's cool. Maybe all that's true. I don't know. So Nat writes, Candyman first film to go number one the first week, directed by a black woman. Clarence writes, Big Nate, I know you saw that Terrence Howard Candyman theme. I did not. Bunky writes, what's up, Nate and the Choppers? What's up with you? Mike DeWine is a bootlicker. Yes, he is. Mike DeWine is a bootlicking, spineless, white male Republican. That's what he is. That's just my opinion. And now he wants to talk about critical race theory. You, all these issues that Ohio's dealing with, and you want to talk about critical race theory. And why would you ever be opposed to teaching a full spectrum of American history? It's just people that want your kids to be dumb. That's all that is. They want you to be clueless. They want your kids to be clueless. They don't want you to know what time it is. They want you to be dumb. But enough of all that. We ain't doing none of that. Later for that, Buster. Who got time for that? I know I ain't got time for that. Maybe you do. I don't know. All right. Good morning to you. Hold on. Let me look. I'm looking for something right here. Here we go. Great. Got it. All right. Susan writes, they piss at him over mask mandates. Yes, they are. Stupidest thing in the world to be mad at. You mean I got to wear a mask during the pandemic? You're taking away my rights. Get the hell out of here. Did y'all see the get up? Y'all see the get up in Shaq Brewster's face yesterday in Mississippi on MSNBC? Dude from Ohio stopped his damn truck and gonna get up in bruh's face without a mask. Is that right? Let me see here. I think I saw that. But if you could send me a link, then I'll play it. Is that right? I think I got it. Here. Damn, really? Oh, interesting. Maurice writes, to teach the truth would mean that they would have to say that those who came from Kush, Ethiopia, Africa as slaves were white. They would have to show in the 1800s we had congressmen while they were saying we were slaves. The truth would expose their lies. Absolutely. Danita writes, critical race theory is a law school class taught to examine how American racism has shaped public policy. Why are people talking about this in layman's terms? Critical race theories has absolutely nothing to do with what and how history is taught in elementary, junior high schools. If we want to stop the misuse of the term, we have to stop misusing it. Well, you got to tell that to the governor. So I agree with you, Danita. But the governor now is trying to make it seem like this is some kind of crusade and he's the hero, right? He's the Don Quixote. And there's dragons out there, right? And he's got to slay the dragon of critical race theory, or else it's going to have some kind of deleterious effect on the state of Ohio. I mean, please. Clarence writes, John Cranley said that BS because he think black folks only want to get high, and that's going to make us vote for him. Oh, and don't forget $500. Get the F out of here, right? Right. Absolutely. Nakia writes, I watched it last night. It was extremely interesting. What is that, Candyman? You watched that? I have no plans whatsoever in going to spend my money to go to the movie theater. If and when I see Candyman, it will be at home on the Fire Stick. You know what I'm saying? Kevin writes, Edna did a fantastic job. That was great because it was Ken in his own words and he owns it all. No excuses, period. Blessed up. Right. Edna's a true professional. She's a true professional. She got this. No doubt about it. Did you see the parents fighting over mask mandates at the school? I did not. Send me a link. I don't see why it's that hard. I just don't understand the mask mandate. And I understand the mask mandate, but what I don't understand is how somebody can oppose that. I don't get it. This is people getting caught up in their 1776. They're getting caught up in their head. They're getting caught up in principle instead of dealing with the real, but it is what it is. Marsha writes, good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good to see you. Maurice writes, involuntary servitude, indentured servants and not slaves. That's reality. Dale writes, look, the crazy right wing is attempting another insurrection by taking over school boards across the country. No. Oh, she says she watched Straight Talk. Oh, okay. Yeah. Tell me what you think. What'd you think about the show? How can we improve it? Any ideas for guests? Send them my way or send them to Edna. I'm open. I'm definitely open. Wearing masks do not cut down on transmission. I disagree with you, Clarence. It depends on what type of mask, but it's a barrier. So it's got to offer you some type of protection. And what I thought the mask did is it prevented, if you have something, it helped to prevent the spread of what you might have. That's what I thought it did. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Clarence, but that's what I thought that the deal was while people are wearing masks. Ray writes, this is the weak and fragile way of not want to tell the damn truth. This is how we got here. But if we're being honest, some liberals are attached to this mess too. Don't be fooled. Absolutely 100%. Speaking of don't be fooled, you had a big meeting yesterday. It was the big Budget and Finance Committee meeting. And basically, this was David Mann playing politics. I ain't mad at him. He's running for mayor, and he's lagging behind in terms of the money that he's raised behind Avtab Pureval. And to me, this seemed like this was an attempt to try to grab some attention. This was me. Why was this in Budget and Finance Committee and not like the Education Committee? I don't understand it. But they had a big meeting, a finance meeting yesterday, and there was a lot of things that happened. But there was one thing in particular that caught my attention that I want to play this for you. Okay, this falls within the public domain, so we should have no issues in terms of copyright in showing this with you or showing this to you. And it's an exchange between Jean-Michel Lemon-Kearney and a man who is representing SORTA. It was quite interesting. And so I want to play this for you. And then I want to compare it to a video in which you had the Hamilton County Commissioner talking with the CEO of SORTA just about a month ago. And there's some differences in what the two gentlemen say. There's some inconsistencies between what they're saying. Okay, but I want to play this for you because right now in the city of Cincinnati is a big conversation. It's a big issue about SORTA. That's the metro buses and all public busing transportation, and also CPS. And when we talked with Alicia Reese just on Monday, some of the things she said it just kind of brought it back to me again about how all of this just doesn't make sense. They had this in place for 4 decades. The reason why they had this in place, per Alicia Reese, is because kids was catching a bus downtown to the transit station and then, was causing havoc or whatever. Like I said, we love Black babies. But when Black children become teenagers and get rowdy and start asking questions and things like that, then we want to bury them away. We want them to disappear. We don't want to see you out of sight, out of mind. And when they become adults, as long as they kiss ass and lick boots and play along, they love you in Cincinnati. If you're an iconoclast, if you challenge the system, not so much. Not so much. Okay. But I want to play this for you in just a second. But first, before we do this, a quick word from today's sponsor, my friends over at Renew Community Church, have a message for you this morning. Check this out.
The words for today are to grow a better business. It takes 60 seconds for the universe, through the invisible law of attraction, to be fully activated in your life. God's invisible law of attraction is available to you today because you are just 60 seconds away from growing a better business. Take the next 60 seconds and grow a better business by telling a business story for 60 seconds 3 times a day for 21 days. Why 21 days? Because that's how long it will take to change your life. Now say this better business story out loud 3 times a day. It is my divine and human right as an entrepreneur to grow and prosper my business so that I can bless others. My business is growing, expanding, increasing in revenue and profits today. For a free ebook, visit renewcommunitychurch.org.
I know some recommendations have already been pulled together, I think, with CPS.
I'm sorry?
I think some recommendations about crosswalks and things like that have already been put together, so we'll make sure you
Okay, well, but they need to come, are they somewhere in the city?
Well, I believe, Tiana, we've
We need 70 more.
Hold on one second here. Let me just see what happened here. I may have to grab this video from a different place. Hold on one second here. Hold on one second. Because I definitely want to play this for you. Oh, okay. I gotta start. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got it back. We back. We Gucci. Not sure what just happened there. Okay. We Gucci. We Gucci. I think we Gucci. All right. So this is the CFT president, Julie Sellers. We can pick up with Julie and then go into the other part that I want you to see. Check this out.
It's here in Cincinnati, and it upsets me because it's going to have a negative impact on our city for years to come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have questions?
Mr. Chair,
Sonderman?
do you think CPS did anything wrong to cause this situation?
Do I think that CPS did anything wrong with this situation? I don't think that the board did anything wrong. I don't think that senior management did. I think that a manager from the transportation office who was 2 levels down was working behind the scenes and not reporting it. He is no longer there, but this was never voted on by the board, and it was not voted on. I go to every school board meeting. They did not vote for this.
But they don't have to vote on it, right?
Why wouldn't they? It was a change to the contract. Have you seen the contract? This is a breach of the contract between CPS and Metro. I have looked at both, and there are many things that in that contract that refers to those extra routes and the differences. Those extra routes are within there, and that annual negotiations of contract was what kids need to be on what routes so they have enough drivers to the right neighborhoods and the right schools. It was not to eliminate services.
Is it true that the board discussed this in a couple of meetings before the contract was signed with Metro?
Was it?
Or before the agreement was made with Metro? Isn't it true? I read somewhere that the school
I
board
don't-
actually discussed this in a couple
They
of meetings.
may have done this in an executive session, but there is nothing done publicly. I don't know.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Kesey, Chairman Kesey, Chair of the SORTA Board. Thank you for your patience.
All right, check
Thank you
this
for
out.
being here.
All right, check this out. So this man right here is the chairman of the
Thank you for your-
SORTA board. Okay, so now we get into it. Okay, in his exchange with Jean-Michel Lemon-Kearney is really interesting because to me, as I watched it yesterday, it was clear to me that she was not satisfied with what this man was saying. And what this man is saying to me is not consistent to what the CEO said before the Hamilton County Commissioners about a month ago. Okay, so check this out. As we're sorting out Metro's we're still trying to sort out the Metro CPS bus issue, and that's why I'm watching this video and why we're watching it together. Check this out.
Service.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And
Those that don't know, you're not paid a dime for your...
I am not. I get to ride the bus, which is good, good enough for me. And I don't have a whole lot to add, quite honestly. I think John did a great job explaining how we got here and where we are. This was not a decision that was made sort of, willy-nilly without basis. Obviously, we had these challenges with staffing that arrived. Coming out of COVID, we've certainly had trouble with how many folks are showing up every day, right? Several things have contributed that we couldn't have foreseen, which left us short of drivers. So when we met with CPS, as we do every year, or the staff did with their staff, this was the best plan to take care of the most people with what we had to do. So the answer is to Councilmember Gooden, we're not in a position to redo this quickly, but it doesn't mean that we won't do it in the future once the staffing is done. We've hired more people this year, I believe, than we have in any other year. The yield has not been great, right? Like so many other folks are dealing with staffing shortages, and so we're doing everything we can to address it. But what I also say is that broadly, our cooperation with CPS, the staff there, the administration, has been great as we've worked our way through this. And so I do believe we're getting better every day and continue to work hard for the students within the community. I can tell you the operators and the staff at SORTA work very, very hard. I'm proud of what they deliver for the community. I think it's unfair to say that they don't care about the students. There's nothing further from the truth. If you talk to any student that's dealt with any operator in the last couple of weeks, in fact, this the last several years. So I did want to make myself available for questions, since John's probably taking all the hard ones to start. So we'll see as we go from here.
So I guess part of what we're going to have to decide, sir, is where we go from here. I think we're interested in the continuing conversations and possible addressing of some of the issues. It seems to me the sensible thing is for us to ask a brief return, maybe in 4 weeks, to tell us what's transpired, and so we can monitor what's changed, if anything. And
I think we're happy to.
Okay, enough with Amadeus and the wigs. What I want you to listen for is the timeline that the chairman of the SORTA board uses. He tells Jen Michelle Lemon Kearney that he doesn't think that they're going to be in a place to return to the extra routes this school year. But then he also talks about the time frame that it takes in order to identify workers, get them to the process, and then to actually get them trained. And actually, they don't really match up. Like what he says in the process don't really match up at all. But listen, we'll get into it. Just keep watching.
To share how things are progressing. I think that things are improving every single day, and that's a positive, I believe.
so that's one to ask, and then I wanted to ask Ms. Keating to take the data from Mr.
Ravazio, she's got it already. I think we just gave it to her.
Okay, the data so that she can draft a motion that asks our city administration to quickly take a look, and the sooner you get that to us, the better. We have a council meeting on Wednesday. The data that you provide us can be looked at by our traffic people, and some quick.
Yeah. I know some recommendations have already been pulled together, I think, with CPS.
I'm sorry?
I think some recommendations about crosswalks and things like that have already been put together, so we'll make sure you
Okay, well, but they need to come. Are they somewhere in the city?
Well, I believe, Tiana, we've been working on some of those recommendations, right?
Well, we're going to, my suggestion
we'll
is
go through it, yeah.
Get the information. Ms. Keating can make that an attachment to her motion, which I think will be resoundingly supported by council, to ask for prompt attention from our traffic folks to address the problems you bring to our attention. So,
Mr. Chair.
Ms. Keating?
My team has exchanged contact information during this comment, so we'll be ready to go, and hopefully we can get something together before Wednesday's council meeting. Okay. So thank you.
Okay, great. All right, we have one more speaker. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Chair, I have one question.
I'm sorry, Ms. Kearney.
So this is a dead horse because this keeps coming up, but is there a plan to get more bus drivers? So, we just heard that one of these organizations, I guess First Student, was hiring at $22 an hour for the yellow buses for the younger kids. So are we going to get more bus drivers? Because we need 70 more.
Well, as I mentioned before, right, we've hired more people this year than we ever have, and we continue to do so. Right? One of the things that's interesting is the example that we know that at least one high school we've been asked to take on because First Student didn't have enough drivers to.
Now, notice this for a second, family. Jen Michelle and McCormick just said we need 70 more drivers. Okay, but I thought there were 30 drivers down. Have they lost 40 more drivers in the last month? The CEO of Metro went before the Hamilton County Commissioners. The video's on Alicia Reese's IG page right now. I'll play it for you. And she asked him, she said 30 drivers. I hit the roof. I'm like, wait a minute, all this for 30 drivers? So now within a month, it's 70 drivers. Have they continued to lose drivers? And if so, why haven't they sweetened the pot to make the job more attractive? I live in the city of Cincinnati. I do media in the city of Cincinnati. Again, if I've missed it, I've missed it. But have you seen Metro doing a full court press, billboards, ads in the media, digital media, the whole 9 yards, trying to attract more drivers? I think I saw something in the Cincinnati Herald, and that's it. I haven't seen anything. Again, I'm not everywhere. I don't hear everything. I'm not listening to every show, so it could be. But I haven't seen like a full court press from Metro advertising that they're looking for new drivers. I haven't seen that. Have you? Shouldn't we have?
Serve it, right? So it's not a problem just for us. We worked with the union. I think we're getting close to having a contract. Very generous offers there, and I think we're pretty close to having that done. But let's face it, by the time you hire, it takes about 6 weeks to 8 weeks to get somebody trained. So this is going to be a little while before we have enough trained operators to do this safely, right?
So he says 6 to 8 weeks once they hire somebody. 6 to 8 weeks. Keep that in mind. 6 to 8 weeks. Let me look at my calendar. Let me look at my calendar right now. Because what I've said is, why not do everything you can between now and the winter break, which is in December, 5 months, and then do whatever you can to put the extra routes back in place, 5 months. That way, maybe you can get some of those extra routes back in place during this school year. You have a natural transition, a natural break for the winter break. Kids will be off for 2.5, 3 weeks anyway with winter break and also the holidays. They'll come back in January. Why is that not enough time? If it takes 6 to 8 weeks to train somebody, let's look at the time, because now it's September. You got September, October, November, December. 6 to 8 weeks. 8 weeks is 2 months. So that gives us to November. Now, the time is of an essence. That's why I said we should have been seeing, and have you seen, like a real media blitz from Metro saying they need drivers. I haven't seen it because one thing is going to affect the other, right? But is it conceivable that some of the bus routes can be put back in place, that we can put some drivers back in place this school year? I mean, just sitting here without any inside information, hell to the yeah, it's conceivable. But listen to what this man has to say. Check this out.
So you're thinking maybe November?
No, that's not what I said.
I'm just asking.
I said, how would you hire everybody today and have them all trained by November?
Well, you said it takes about 6 to 8 weeks, and you said you're close to hiring, right?
I said we're hiring as fast as we can. We've hired 80 people a year to date. That doesn't mean you yield that many, right? So some people don't get their way through. So if it's taken us 12 months to get 80, it's going to take this won't happen this school year.
I'm missing something. And see, Jan Michelle and Kearney was on to it. Like, wait a minute, wait. She ran the numbers just like I did. She's like, okay, so by November then, he's like, oh, I didn't say that. You just said 6 to 8 weeks and you're close to hiring people. So which is it? So what else is really going on with Metro?
It won't happen this school year? You won't have, how many more are you expecting to have? I mean, what's the timeline? What's the plan?
The specifics, we're hiring as many folks as we can. We're training as many folks as we can. But based on the experience we've had so far, we're not going to add 100 trained drivers before the end of the year.
So how many are you expecting to have?
John, do you?
But you don't need 100 trained drivers. You only need 30 to 70. You hear the bullshit? Excuse my language, but I got to be real. Would you hear the goobly gop, gibbly gop deep and talking her now? Wait. What is the freaking timeline? Everybody works on a timeline. This man is telling me, I don't know. Basically, I don't know. Take 6 to 8 weeks, but we need 100. I thought it was 70. Well, we need 70 to 100. Why is it that the goal line keeps moving? Why is it that the number keeps moving? It keeps going up, up, up. What organization works without a timeline? None of them. Who's he looking for? Who's he turning back to?
I don't have the exact answer, but it's
or close. I'm just asking for.
We're going to have the plan that we have today is the plan we're going to be able to operate with this year.
Okay, because I've heard different things from different people, and one thing was that there should be a new plan before the next semester starts. And it sounds like you're telling me 12 months, and I'm just asking because people want to know.
I'm not sure who said there'd be a new plan by November. I'm not sure who said that. Nobody at SORTA, I believe, said that. But
No, I said November, but I'm saying I said November, but I said people have said to me, maybe by the beginning of next semester, we'll have some hybrids in place, we'll have more drivers.
I think
this is what I'm asking
when you
about.
refer to hybrids, I think you mean we continually adjust routes to make them slightly more effective, right? That's what I think. I talked to Mr. Saman about that. That wasn't a change anything in any great way, but how do you, if the bus goes here versus a couple blocks different, like there can be some benefit to that. But in terms of hiring enough people to deliver the extra services it was before, we're going to be into the next year's cycle.
My question is this. How many people that are on the sorter board actually need the buses? This gentleman right here strikes me, and again, I don't know this man. I'm sure he's a great guy. But he doesn't strike me as the type of guy who either himself or his children need to take the bus. And I'm wondering if there's some classism going on here. Like, I haven't really taken a deep look at who's on the sorter board, but how many people on the sorter board actually need the bus? Not they grew up when I was a kid and now you done went to law school and got all these degrees, you making money. But how many people on the sorter board actually need the bus? Their kids actually have to ride the bus. Like, it's actually a necessity for them. Because I think it gives you a different perspective. Just reading this gentleman he just again on no bus. He ain't no bus. He's got a whole different vibe to me. You know what I'm saying? And when it's not a necessity to you, you don't give as much about it. You don't care as much about it. You don't know as much about it. Like, yeah, sure, you know all the X's and O's, but you ain't feeling it. You don't feel it. We need people that feel it on the sorter board. Right? We need people that understand it's a necessity. You know what I'm saying? Because all this goobly, I don't want to hear all of this. Nobody wants to hear this. But let's listen back into what he has to say.
Cycle before we do that, right?
An extra, when you say cycle, you mean school year cycle?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sure that's not acceptable. There must be a better way of doing that, Mr. Kesey. Well, how about this? If you guys reconvene this committee that we heard was working together and kind of maybe...
So this man just said that there's no way possible, in his opinion, for Metro to bring back the extra routes during this school year. That don't make any sense whatsoever per the information that they have given us. It makes no sense whatsoever. How in the hell are you going to sit there and say that you're doing everything you can, even though you're not doing everything you can, right? To really put it out there, to let the world know that you're looking for more drivers. Y'all going to have to sweeten the pot. And that it takes 6 to 8 weeks to train somebody, but then we got to go through the whole school year. That don't make any sense to me. There must be some variables that we're just not aware of. Because that don't make any sense. And you can see with Jen Michelle McCurry, she's like, wait a minute. That don't seem acceptable. Let me roll that back again so you can check it out. She's like, that don't really make sense.
Just asking.
I said, how would you hire everybody today and have them all trained by November?
Well, you said it takes about 6 to 8.
So then here's the other thing people do when they're arguing. How would you hire everybody today and then train them all by November? Two things. Motherfucker, who told you to hire everybody today? I hate when people say dumb-ish to me. It burns me up. It makes me feel like you think I'm stupid. Motherfucker, we didn't tell you to hire everybody today, but you can hire some people. You just said 6 to 8 weeks. Who you think you talking to? I know I'm speaking. This is what Jen Michelle Lemon Kearney is probably thinking, but she has got too much poise and grace to say it. Motherfucker, who asked you to do it today? But that's a rhetorical device when people are arguing. They'll offer up the impossible as if that's somehow a reason why the possible can't happen. How are we supposed to hire everybody today? Who asked you to? Hire as many as you can. Maybe we can get some routes. We may not return to 100% with the extra routes, but this is serious, sir. This ain't no joke. This is real. I would have been pissed as hell inside. because I understand. See, I can do this on a radio show, but when you're on city council, of course, you want to have more poise than that. Let me rewind this again so you can see the outrage. This man just said some dumb shit.
Where we go from here, I think we're interested in the continuing conversations and possible addressing of some of the issues. It seems to me the sensible thing is for us to ask a brief return, maybe in 4 weeks, to tell us what's transpired, and so we can monitor what's changed, if anything. And
yeah, I think we're happy to share how things are progressing. I think that things are improving every single day, and that's a positive, I believe.
So that's one to ask, and then I wanted to ask Ms. Keating to take the data from Mr.
Ravazio, she's got it already. I think we just gave it to her.
Okay, the data so that she can draft a motion that asks our city administration to quickly take a look, and the sooner you get that to us, the better. We have a council meeting on Wednesday. The data that you provide us can be looked at by our traffic people, and some quick.
Yeah. I know some recommendations have already been pulled together, I think, with CPS.
I'm sorry?
I think some recommendations about crosswalks and things like that have already been put together, so we'll make sure you
Okay, well, but they need to come. Are they somewhere in the city?
Well, I believe, Tiana, we've been working on some of those recommendations, right?
Well, we're going to, my suggestion
we'll go
is
through it, yep.
Get the information. Ms. Keating can make that an attachment to her motion.
Example that we know that at least one high school we've been asked to take on because first student didn't have enough drivers to serve it, right? So it's not a problem just for us. We've worked with the union. I think we're getting close to having a contract. Very generous offers there, and I think we're pretty close to having that done. But let's face it, by the time you hire, it takes about 6 weeks to 8 weeks to get somebody trained. So this is going to be a little while before we have enough trained operators to do this safely, right?
So you're thinking maybe November?
No.
Now, the man just said this is going to take a little while. I don't know what part of Cincinnati he lives in, but a little while is not the whole damn school year, yo. When I say a little while, I'm talking about maybe a couple months, maybe 3 months. This man is talking about the entirety of the school year. Just listen to this garbage. Just listen to this.
That's not what I said.
I'm just asking.
I said, how would you hire everybody today and have them all trained by November?
Well, you said it.
The dumbest question I've ever heard in my life. How would you hire everybody today and train them all in 6 to 8 weeks? Well, let's deal with the second part of your question. You just said that it takes 6 to 8 weeks to train somebody, so that should be easy. In terms of hiring everybody today, fool, who you think you're talking to? I'm outraged. You mean, who asked you to hire everybody today? If you can hire 50 drivers today and you're 70 short, guess what? We's almost there. Put them mofos back on the extra routes and get the system back the way it needs to be done. Why do we have to wait until you get 100? And why does this number keep going up? Are they continually hemorrhaging drivers, which could be totally true? I don't know. Back to
It
this.
takes about 6 to 8 weeks, and
If
you
you
said
have-
you're close to hiring, right?
I said we're hiring as fast as we can. We've hired 80 people a year to date. That doesn't mean you yield that many, right? So some people don't get their way through. So if it's taken us 12 months to get 80, it's going to take this won't happen this school year.
It won't happen this school year. You won't have. How many more are you expecting?
Now let's look at the school year, shall we? This man just said it won't happen this school year. He just said it takes 6 to 8 weeks. They're doing everything they can, even though they're not. Because for a situation like this, we should be inundated with media about hiring for Metro. It should be everywhere. All these billboards around this city, all these media outlets. I'm on Facebook. You on Facebook. You don't see that? You do not see it. I do not see it. It should be everywhere. But you don't see it. So let's look at the time frame for a second. I'm sick of this garbage. This motherfucker talking about the whole year. So we talking about September, October, November, December. That's 4 months. January, February, March. That's 7 months. April, May. That's 9 months. 9 months. You telling me you can't get anything popping in 9 months? That's because, in my opinion, they just don't want to do it. They must have made a decision over at Sorta and in Metro that they're just going, this is what we're going to do for this year. And then next year we'll come back and maybe we'll offer, some extra routes. But screw you, mom and dad. Screw you, CPS student. Screw you for this year. Yeah, we could, but we don't want to. That's what I'm hearing. What are you hearing?
To have, what's the timeline? What's the plan?
The specifics, we're hiring as many folks as we can, we're training as many folks as we can, but based on the experience we've had so far, we're not going to add 100 trained drivers before the end of the year.
Yeah, but how many, man, see, she's so right. Everybody works off of timelines and projections. Just like this man told us that year to date, they were able to hire 80 people. Somewhere at Metro, they know where those 80 people came in during the last calendar month, like how many we got in January, how many got in February. They should be able to forecast based upon their previous experience on a month-to-month basis how many people they think they're going to be able to hire based upon how many people they've already hired. That's what she's asking you, yo. That's what she's asking you. So what's the projection? It's real simple. This is basic.
How many are you expecting to have?
John, I don't have the exact answer, but it's
or close. I'm just asking for.
We're going to have the plan that we have today is the plan we're going to be able to operate with this year.
Okay, because I've heard different things from different people, and one thing was that there should be a new plan before the next semester starts. And you're telling me, it sounds like you're telling me 12 months, and I'm just asking because people want to know.
I'm not sure who said there'd be a new plan by November. I'm not sure who said that. Nobody at Sorta, I believe, said that. But
no, I said November, but I'm saying people. I said November, but I said people have said to me maybe by the beginning of next semester, we'll have some hybrids in place. We'll have more drivers. This is what I'm asking about.
When you refer to hybrids, I think you mean we continually adjust routes to make them slightly more effective, right? That's what I think. I talked to Mr. Saman about that. That wasn't a change anything in any great way, but how do you, if the bus goes here versus a couple blocks different, like there can be some benefit to that. But in terms of hiring enough people to deliver the extra services it was before, we're going to be into the next year's cycle before we do that, right?
An extra, when you say cycle, you mean school year cycle?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sure that's not acceptable. There must be a better way of doing that, Mr. Kesey. Well, how about this? If you guys reconvene this committee that we heard was working together and kind of maybe stop working together, but the CPS Sorta board, CPS Sorta committee together to see if you can come up with a plan. If First Student is hiring all these bus drivers, I don't know how successful they're being.
Right.
I know people need jobs. You said it takes 6 to 8 weeks to hire them. I'm thinking we can go faster than a whole school year.
6 to 8 weeks to hire them, 6 to 8 weeks to train them on top of that, right? It's a much longer process than you're giving it credit for. And I don't think, again, First Student, we've got high schools from them because they didn't have enough people to handle it, right?
Okay, all I'm saying is will you at least make your best effort to do something about this? Because really, it sounds to me that from what we're hearing from CPS parents who are calling us and responding to surveys, they want to see more bus routes. They want to see these extra bus routes come back. They want to see more bus drivers. And so I can't do your job, and I'm not on the board. I'm just saying, could there be a best effort to get that done?
I guarantee you we're trying to hire as many people as we can every single day. I'm just trying to give you a realistic view of what's going to happen. We're happy to have these committees together. I've been on the Sorta board for 7 years. I've never heard of this committee before. But we're happy to do it.
You never heard of the committee that was recently formed?
No. Recently, I thought you were talking about that you were indicating there was previously a meeting.
No, I'm talking about the committee.
We've been meeting every day.
It was a combination of CPS and Sorta that once this announcement came out about the bus routes changing, this committee was formed to address the issue.
Yeah, there's
and there were some short-term adjustments made, but then I understand the committee disbanded, and so there's been a call to have this group reconvened so that there could be an overhaul so that we don't continue with the plan we have now. We get a better plan that parents and students are happy with.
Why would the committee disband? I didn't know that. I thought it was an ongoing working committee. We do the dumbest shit in Cincinnati, boy. Why? Maybe it's Ohio thing. You know, the governor creates a black health strike force. They meet virtually a couple times, come up with a list of bullet points, and then they fucking disband during the height of the pandemic. CPS and SORTA, they come up with a working group together. They meet, I'm not sure how many times, virtually or in face. I'm not sure how they meet. And then they disband before before the plan can be fully actualized. What is the problem? What is the problem? What am I missing? Excuse my language, but you know, Lord forgive me for my brash delivery. I said my prayers. So if God is cool with it, then you got to roll with it too. But I am sensitive to the babies out there. But I mean, this is an adult show as much as we can be being in the morning. But damn, let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Morning, Nathan. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Doing great, brother Fame. Welcome.
Absolutely wonderful to hear. Yeah, first of all, I heard you calling out the brethren, Grashton,
Yeah, I heard he
Black
got
Russia.
into it with Ozzie Davis.
Damn.
Damn.
Everything ain't for public consumption.
What?
Everything ain't for public consumption.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying
Everything ain't for public consumption.
Yeah,
what you always talking about what you heard. You always talking about what you heard.
Yeah,
Confirm some rumors. Confirm some rumors first.
Funny how it works.
You know,
always talking about what I heard.
Keep the brethren's name out of your mouth.
Okay.
Okay.
Or what? What you gonna do?
We gonna radio jump you.
Oh boy. Ooh, we're gonna radio jump me.
Okay. You know,
radio jump me. That was some fast thinking right there. That's a good one.
Okay.
But hopefully the brother's okay. I heard he was, I thought I heard he was nursing some wounds. Is he all right?
See, there you go. There you go. I see he's talking reckless, talking slick and greasy, you know. But I mean, as ashy as Metro is for what they've done, you know, thanks, Cam, for all you did. Took our money and Metro don't even want to spend it.
Who?
You know, Cam, your man's in them.
What's Cam got to do with this?
As ashy as he was the monkey going around asking for money.
See,
for Metro.
You wrong as a black man to refer to that black man as in that way. You wrong for that. But that has nothing to do with this.
Okay, let me finish.
Yeah.
As ashy as his excuses is and the way he's talking to Jan Michelle, that guy or whatever, I'm not so sure that that's a bad idea what Metro's got going on, the extended hiring practice. I mean, because what I understand, they lose a lot of applicants to the weed test. You know, the drug test. A lot of people are failing it because of weed, but at least that's what they're saying. It could be other stuff too. Some of these younger drivers, they whip that sled through the city. I was on a bus about 2 weeks ago. And I didn't know if I was going to survive the ride. That's how crazy the driver was going. Just driving too fast, driving that big ass sled too fast for my liking. You know, through the city, too many hard turns and just, you know, your body swaying too much. I'm like, it's too much, bruh. You know, I reached out to Metro on Twitter. They still won't. You know, I sent them a couple DMs. They won't respond. I sent them a couple messages. I expected them to respond in a DM. They haven't. And I'm kind of disappointed about that. These younger drivers are very immature. So I'm not necessarily mad. I don't like the decision. I don't like the result of what has happened with Metro and CPS, but I'm not necessarily mad at what he's talking about. Because some of these drivers are just very immature. And, there's a heavy responsibility with driving them things through the city. And you can only trust, sir, you got to be sure you got the right people on the road with that.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah, so, but, hey, I'm going to leave it there. And we'll chat again soon, B.
All right.
You be well.
Tell Black Rush to keep his head up. Appreciate you, brother. Take it easy. You say you're going to radio jump me. That's hilarious, man. Good, quick on your feet. Got to be quicker than that. Kenny Rice, turn your mic up, Nate. Hopefully, I just did. So hopefully I'm not blaring through you. I had him way higher than me. So my apologies on that. Good morning to you. But just a little bit of going off this morning. Hey, what's up, Derek? Good to see you. He said he's gonna radio jump me. Kevin's getting a good laugh out of that. Taran writes, if that man is the leader of the show, we have our expectations too high. What kind of expectation could they possibly be for setting one in HR? Oh, just do the best you can. Jay Coop writes, LOL radio jump, right? Susan, everybody's getting a kick out of that. He is hilarious, man. Funny guy. David writes, why is onboarding so long in this level of need? He says 6 to 8 weeks to hire and 6 to 8 weeks to train. Okay. So that's, let's say 4 months. Okay. So that changes things. So 4 months, that means if somebody's hired today, they should be operational by January. Somebody writes, definitely an incompetence issue, Nate. Could be. I don't know. What does first student who never transported high school students even have to do with this discussion? CPS high schools use Metro and elementary use Yellow Bus. The TNT writes 6 to 8 weeks to hire and another 6 to 8 weeks to train. What the F? So what do the hired people do for 6 to 8 weeks before the 6 to 8 week training? Make it make sense. I can only assume that's a series of tests, background tests, drug tests and background tests. So I'm not sure how long an extensive background check would do. Let's say it takes 6 to 8 weeks. I'm not sure. I mean, a drug test, couple weeks, week, depending on where you go and the volume. But if that's what they're saying, that's what he's saying. I'm just trying to make sense out of it. Didi writes, no projection because we are operating during COVID. It is not a previous situation. If there are no drivers, what are other options? I would like to hear them. And so the number just keeps going up. When the CEO of Metro went before the Hamilton County Commissioners a month ago, he said they were short 30 drivers. And when the chairman of SORTA met with city council yesterday, he said they're short 70 drivers. So have they lost 40 more drivers in the last month? And they're trying to hire people as fast as possible? That don't sound right to me. Something's not right. Something's not right. And who exactly is on the SORTA board? Are these people who are actually bus drivers? Like, not I used to ride the bus, but I need to ride the bus. I think it's a different mentality, but let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning. It's Carmelita. How is everyone? How are you today?
Hey, good morning, Carmelita.
Part of the training is learning the routes. There are probably 30 to 40 routes that come out of each garage, if not more. You have to learn the different variations of the routes, and you have to get your CDL training, and you got to get your CDL. You got to get your CDL training, and then you have to effectively drive the bus. So what he was saying, what I guess that was Fame that called before me, was saying that, the drivers drive fast, or the drivers, they have had extensive training on that bus because most of that training is like onboard training. And then you gotta figure out like the 3:00 show, the 3:45 show up. So they have the training sometimes at 3:45 in the morning, sometimes until 1 or 2 o'clock at night. I mean, it's a lot involved in the training.
Okay.
Like when I did it, we had a notebook that we had to write down all of our lesson rights for every route. Because you can't get lost. You can't trying to figure out where you got to go on the bus.
But can't you use a Waze app or some type of navigational app? I mean, are bus drivers expected to memorize the route the first time out?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You're supposed to know the route.
Okay.
And you can keep your lesson rights with you, but you're supposed to know the route. Okay. It's not supposed, and some of the routes are, not necessarily all main streets. I remember it was a 46 route that went back on Wilson and all this. I had never been back there before in my life before I drove a 60-foot Metro bus back there. I had never been to Winton Terrace before in my life before I drove a 60-foot Metro route.
So 60 foot, I mean, that ain't like driving your car. That's a whole different
It's not.
vehicle.
And it's a whole lot wider. I mean, it's a lot to drive in a bus. It's not something that's taken lightly.
Okay.
And then there's a reason you have to have a special license to do it.
Okay. So when he was saying 6 to 8 weeks to hire and train, that sounds right to you?
The 6 to 8 weeks to hire and train. I don't know about the 6 to 8 weeks to hire and then 6 to 8 weeks to train. That seems a little excessive.
Okay.
Do they need help in HR? Like, is that where the issue is? Because it shouldn't take 6 to 8 weeks to do background checks and that type of stuff. The part that takes long is actually getting and passing your commercial driver's license exam, learning the route, and feeling comfortable driving the route.
Right. Okay.
Because okay, so I'll mention Winton Terrace again. It's parking on both sides of the street, and it's only a lane and a half on each side. It's a narrow street for it to be parking on both sides, and you driving a bus, like a bus. Then you got to worry about kids running out. I mean, it's a lot to driving a bus. And it's a very stressful job too.
Mm-hmm. I can imagine
because you have a bus load full of kids. You have people's precious cargo on there.
Mm-hmm.
And to answer the question about, someone put in the comments, when I ran a restaurant, if people didn't show up, I had to run the restaurant myself. I had to cook. They don't have that option with being union. If people don't understand a union job, you're not allowed to do any job other than your own. And yes, the supervisors usually have their CD. Well, I think it's pretty mandatory that they have their CDL, but they can't just jump on a route and go drive.
Okay. Hey, Carmelia, thank you for the call.
Union rules. No problem.
Yeah, I appreciate the insight.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, I appreciate it. That gives us, in no way, I don't want people to take what I'm saying, or I don't hear this, but this is not what I mean. In no way am I trying to make it seem like being a Metro driver is an easy job, or you just walk off the street and do it. I don't believe that at all. And there is a human element. You driving people's precious cargo. I mean, these are people with feelings. That is, I don't know, man. Have you ever been responsible for somebody else's kids? That is a awesome responsibility, man. It is not to be played with. I take certain things very seriously. And something like that, I take it real seriously. So I can see that. But she said 6 to 8 weeks for the hiring process, and then 6 to 8 weeks for that. Maybe he just said that in the moment and he didn't really mean it. Because that does seem like a long time frame. 6 to 8 weeks for the entire process, that makes more sense. But again, what do you think? At 513-873-7134, I would love to hear your thoughts this morning. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hello?
Hey, good morning.
How you doing, Nate?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Who am I speaking with?
Hold on, man. This is Dante, Nate.
Hey, what's up, Dante?
I spoke with you previously, man, about Metro, man, and all of these rules. I'm sorry. I'm pulling over to my layover right now. Hey, man, let me tell you something, Nate. Man, I'm gonna be honest. I'm known around the job for being honest and outspoken. Cause Nate, I don't give a fuck. I'm a man first. What they doing to these kids are wrong. I'm sorry, man. I'm crossing the street. What they doing to these kids are wrong. Like I told you a couple of weeks ago, the shit that they say in these meetings are lies, man. They're a lie. And what needs to happen? The city needs to speak to the drivers. We do the work. We see the results. We see the people. We see the kids. They don't want our opinion. Man, they're a lot more than 70 drivers short. They're way short. They got unreal hiring expectations. Some of the shit they do is stupid. It's dumb. Some of these extra routes that we're doing, picking up these kids in the morning, in the afternoon, they're dumb. They're stupid. It doesn't make sense. They never get the opinion of the drivers. They bring these people in because they got a damn college degree. They think they know what's going on, and they don't. This is a hands-on job. You can't look at paperwork and data and say, this is what we need to do. It doesn't work that way. This is a hands-on ministry. The environment is different every day. There's a different group of people out here every day. And what they're doing to these kids are fucking wrong. And they're lying to the public. These executives, all these committees, all these fucking groups and board members, they're lying, mate. They're lying. What they need to do is speak to us. We'll tell you the truth. They're lying, dude. They're lying. They work the hell out of us, man. And it's crazy. It's crazy, man, because the public don't know what we're really going through. The buses are trifling, they're dirty, everything, dude. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible.
What are they lying about, Dante?
I'm sorry.
I said, what are they lying about? Tell us.
Man, it doesn't take that long to hire. They're not trying to hire people. This is their agenda. This is what they wanted to do. Man, like I told you before, these school routes, like we pick routes every 3 months. Man, these school routes can be back in effect in our next trip in 3 months. They don't want to do it, Nate. They don't want to do it. It's a whole nother something else, man. They got so much money available that they don't use. I mean, like I said, man, I've been there a long time. Man, we make great money. But coming in the door, off the front end, dude, it ain't worth it. It's not worth it. From the stress that you go through, the hours that you work, all the things they demand out of you, coming in the door is not worth it. But if you're in the position that I'm in, where I've been there a long time, yeah, it's worth it. We make a whole lot of money, Nate. But coming in the door, it's not intriguing to you, dude. I wouldn't want to do that. If I came in the door, if I came into Metro right now, I wouldn't want to do that. You couldn't pay me to do that. It's not worth it. That's why they can't get anybody. The hiring expectations are ridiculous. It's a different time. It's a different breed out here. And like you were saying before, like people on the board, like you were saying, do they catch the bus? No. They don't know what's going on out here, Nate. They have no idea. It's kind of like asking a congressperson or going to ask Barack Obama or whoever the president is, how much is a gallon of milk? He probably has no idea. He doesn't buy milk. It's the same thing with these people. They don't know what's going on here on these buses, mate. They have no idea what's going on here with the public. They're looking at numbers and data and analytics and all this crap and saying, well, yeah, the bus should go this way. We should do this. It doesn't work that way. This is a hands-on job. If you're not out here with the people, you don't know. Man, and I'm not going to hold you up, but inside of Metro, man, the employees, man, we feel unappreciated and everything, man. Company morale is in the ground, man. Company morale is in the ground. That's how they treat us. It's the whole nine, mate. But this place holds you hostage by the money that you make. The way they make you feel as an employee and everything else, it's horrible, Nate. It's terrible. And it hasn't always been that way. Over the last 4 or 5 years, since these two guys have taken over, it's been terrible. Since Gerald and Ravazio was taking over, it's been horrible. It's been horrible, dude. It's terrible, Nate. I'm not going to tell you no lie. And all of us out there will tell you the truth. Talk to some of these drivers, Nate. It's terrible, bro. It's horrible, man. It's horrible. It's horrible. Our union reps fight for us on a basis, man. Our union reps work hard because the way the company treats us, man. It's horrible. Like when people say bus drivers have bad attitudes, it's not so much the public. It's the things we deal with internally. Man, once we get out on the road, we're usually happy. We enjoy our job. But the things we deal with on the inside that the people don't know about, it wears you down, man. It's horrible, Nate. It's terrible, Nate. And I'm one of the people that's not afraid to say it. It's terrible. Do I love my job once I'm outside and I'm dealing with the people and I'm driving? Yeah, I love my job. I love dealing with people. I'm going to help these kids every way I can. Most of us feel that way out here. We're helping these kids get to where they need to go, point A or point B. But the company as a whole, man, shit in the bag, man. You have a good day.
Appreciate the call. I heard the passion, man. That's one reason why we're here. Appreciate that. I'm gonna make a clip of that and put it online actually so people can hear it. In fact, I want to do more of that, because I think we got something really special here. But since we do a 2-hour show, I just feel like sometimes some of the best moments gets trapped, right? And I want to unleash your phone calls. We got some great phone calls, some great interactions. I want more people to hear it. I want to highlight all the creative folks that make this show what it is. So look for that. Good morning to you. Almost the bottom of the hour, so I think it's a good time for me to do another break and get in a word from our sponsor. Again, today's show is sponsored by my good friends over at renewcommunitychurch.org. They got a very special message they want to share with you. Check this out, and then I'll be back on the other side.
The words for today are to grow a better business. It takes 60 seconds for the universe, through the invisible law of attraction, to be fully activated in your life. God's invisible law of attraction is available to you today because you are just 60 seconds away from growing a better business. Take the next 60 seconds and grow a better business by telling a business story for 60 seconds, 3 times a day for 21 days. Why 21 days? Because that's how long it will take to change your life. Now say this better business story out loud 3 times a day. It is my divine and human right as an entrepreneur to grow and prosper my business so that I can bless others. My business is growing, expanding, increasing in revenue and profits today. For a free ebook, visit renewcommunitychurch.org.
Jag minns ju den tid du gav mig life billar, yo. Nu vill jag kunna ge tillbaka allt jag inte kunnat ge förut. Det finns ju ingen annan där som kan stå här by my side, oh why. Sättet du rör på det får mig att dö för det, baby. För de här yardis, de vill ju bara dra ner oss. Men du är fett och vanlig. På det jag lägger all min tid och jag vill ha det. Du får mig känna safety. Det kan nog leda, baby. Och jag kommer aldrig ändra mig. Aldrig.
All right, very quick break. Today's affirmation: on my mama, on my hood, I look fly, I look good. Say that 5 times today, and your day is going to be great. All right, let's get straight back to the conversation. We have somebody on the line, and I want to make sure I get as many viewpoints in as possible this morning. Yeah, I'm still here. Good morning to you. Let's go straight back to it. Hold on one second. Let me pop that music down, and then we can turn our guest up. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
I was calling because I had just a few comments listening to the callers, and after seeing some of the comments in the box, I think a lot like the last caller said, Dante, is they're not talking to the employees, but also people are looking at it from the outside looking in, not just with Metro, but across the board. We don't see the things that go on the back end of things. So, for instance, they're saying 6 to 8 weeks to hire somebody and 6 to 8 weeks to train. That is a reality for people that is in the hiring business. For example, it's taking everybody's backed up. So can you imagine how they're talking about passports? It usually takes 6 to 8 weeks. It's now taking 6 months to a year for some people. That's the same way in every industry. Background checks are backed up because they are short of people, or the HR department, due to like COVID, a lot of people's working at home, and it's taking some things just a little longer. It can take a background check that usually takes 2 weeks. It can take them a month or two. So everything is being pushed back. And I think people don't think about those kinds of things. Or if it's a smaller company, one person get COVID, the whole business is shut down. So you push back to that person returns back to the office. I know Metro is not a small business, but I'm just giving that as an example of how these little intricate things that we don't see as people look outside looking in. We just say shortage of drivers, just hire more drivers. It's not that simple. I'm sure if they could just hire more drivers, they probably would. But I mean, if you ask your callers, working, their schedule, I heard, is like really funky when they first start hire employees. It's like middle of the night, like you go in at 2 and then you get off, then you go back. How many people can do that schedule when you first start? So that may be an area they need to look at as adjusting the schedule, but then they have a union. So if you're new, you're going to get that shitty schedule. Versus those people who've been there a while want the consistent schedule. So a lot of those things play a part into this, and we're just looking at it as hire more drivers. I'm in the hiring business. It doesn't work that way. We have people that want to work, but there are things that at play that's taken a while. Nobody wants to wait 6 weeks, 2 months to get their background check back, and they're just waiting. So they go find another job while they're waiting, like, never mind. And you're thinking you're about to hire this person, and it doesn't work that way.
Okay.
So those are the things that I'm just thinking about that people aren't taken into consideration. And then I think the councilwoman was saying, well, what is your projection? I think you were mentioning it too. Can you really project in the times of COVID? Like, who would have expected you not having enough people apply? Things like that. Who would have expected that people would have all these different places that they can go work? You see hiring signs everywhere. I mean, the places where I live out in Delhi, they put signs on the door every day for their hours because they can't get consistent operating hours. I might go at 8. It says we're closing at 6 today due to a shortage of staff. It's just across the board. It's not just Metro.
Okay. All right, Reese, thanks for the call.
I just want people to take that into consideration. All righty. Bye-bye.
Yeah, appreciate you. That's Reese. That's why I love doing talk radio, because you get so many divergent points of view and you got so many different experiences, and then we can take them all, process it, and kind of formulate our opinions. Sorry about that. Good morning to you. My line is available if you'd like to share your thoughts this morning. I'd love to hear them. Good morning to you. A little background music. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Here is my number. Good morning to you. And let me say it again. Good morning to you. Hold on, I'm getting a text message here. Sometimes I miss them during the show. Okay. Okay, I think I took care of that. What is it? City Council to vote on community violence reduction plans. Okay. Yeah, we talked to Greg Lansman a few weeks back. His proposed Safe and Clean Fund. So basically, they want to have a fund. So let's say you live in Avondale, and you've got an idea that can help reduce crime. Then you could go get some money from this fund and then use that money to put it in place. I think that's interesting. A $500,000 investment from the city, and they're going to vote on it or begin that process today, this morning. Matter of fact, when I'm reading at 9 a.m., so they're in the thick of it right now. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. 513-873-7134 if you would like to share your thoughts. You don't have to call in. This might not be calling into a show of this nature, may not be your cup of tea. You got other things to do. I get it. Let me do the heavy lifting. I got this. I got this for us. You just do what you got to do. Make sure you can be as fabulous, as spectacular, as superlative, as I like to say it, as you possibly can. And let me just take care of this. I got this. Again, 513-873-7134. Somebody asked me, Nate, have you heard Donda? I haven't heard it yet. I will be listening to it. My daughter was super excited. We've been waiting on this. It's amazing, man. She's 16, and like in a lot of ways, she's She's like my buddy in a lot of ways. She's my horror movie buddy, my sci-fi movie buddy. My son will be there soon. He's just some stuff we can't watch. And she's my music buddy. It's just what it is. One of them anyway. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Somebody writes, wonder will the drivers strike? Oh man, drivers striking, that's something new. Really haven't heard that. I'm sure a lot of women driving school buses would jump at the opportunity to drive metro buses, depending on what it looks like. Brandy writes, rack 'em. Drop writes, rack 'em. Drop writes, rack her. All good calls. A union, if approached by management, can make some short-term concessions. Rilo writes, that sister gave great insights. Yeah, I agree. Janice writes, we need a perspective from the union and a driver. I have also heard of people resigning as bus drivers because of the stress factor. Didi writes, my husband's background check, which is clear, took 2 months. He was hired but could not start until the background came back. Everybody is backed up. I think that's a valuable perspective. Susan writes, I call bait and switch. As a country, we should be able to revoke the tax levy that was recently passed. Anthony writes, Nate, maybe Du was correct. I remember a sister calling you saying she drove for Metro previously. She said it took about 3 drivers for one route back then. Guess you have to factor in sick, vacation, etc. Yeah. Listen, I'm not the expert in this. I'm just a dude with the big mouth and a lot of questions. But when the people that have the life experience, I step to the side. Okay, great. Great. They got the life experience. I'll go with what they have to say. TNT writes, I think COVID is keeping people out. Unvaccinated get sick on a non-ventilated bus where masks are not mandated or enforced. And no one want to be subject to the public through high spread neighborhoods. I'm with you on all of that. I agree, and I agree. Brian writes, his tone is so condescending. You talking about the SORTA chairman? What's his last name again? I forget the brother's name. Hold on, let me look it up. Kesey or something? Kesey. Craig Kesey is his name. Craig Kesey. Yeah, he is the chair. Brother Robert Harris, who I don't see enough in the media talking about this, he is the vice chair. I see that brother all everywhere, out and about. I mean, I no offense to anybody that's on the SORTA board. Okay, no offense, but when I look at these people, I think Robert Harris, I've seen him getting on and off the buses before. But I'm wondering how many of these individuals actually ride the bus on a regular basis. I'm just wondering. You know, I like to know. And this is really hard work, but we need some younger people on the SOTA board as well. Okay. All these people, I mean, some of these people names I know, I'm very aware of, very familiar with them. You know, good people. I'm not saying anything negative. I'm just saying in general, I'm just wondering, it just needs more diversity. More class diversity. I'm just saying it, more racial diversity, more age diversity. I think that goes a long way. But that's just me spit. I'm just talking shit on the radio. You know, what do I know? What do you think, though? 513-873-7134. I think there's a generalization here. I believe most people realize that. But when you're making backroom deals, then lie, obfuscate, malign, and kick the can, folks have an issue with that. Transparency is the key. Don't take the people's money, then flip the script. Right. You're right about that. You just took the people's money, and now it feels like you flipping the script. Now, before I roll out of here, let me look around and see what's popping in the world of social media. I mean, things happen so fast these days that, hell, something could be happening before we even get started. Like what's coming, like before we can end, after we get started. In Chicago, they're dealing with a video that has emerged that shows a confrontation between a police officer and a woman. Apparently, this woman was walking her dog and she ended up being restrained. The attorneys for the woman say that the officer attacked her for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Would you like to see the video? Now, hopefully, I don't get any copyright strikes because, Facebook ain't playing right now. And if it happens, it happens. But I believe this falls within the public domain, and we shall see. We shall see. Let me see if I can play this for you. And you can tell for yourself. This comes from the Atlanta Black Star. This video I'm about to play for you. They do great work. Check them out. They're a great source for information. And of course, we give them all credit, of course. But I want to play this for you right here, right now. I have not previously watched this. So there could be, let me put it up here. There could be some extreme language, something like that. I'll put that up there for you. There it is. We'll put the sticker up there. Trigger warning for sensitive people. If you're sensitive, the Nathan Ivey Show for you ain't really for you. Hold on, I'm getting more messages. If you're sensitive, this ain't really for you. But check this out. This is what's happening in Chicago right now. Check this out. What in the hell? Wait a minute. What just happened? What am I watching? Wait a minute. Why'd he put his hands on her and then let her go? What am I watching here? I thought he was going to end up again. That's the first time I saw it. So now this woman is, hold on, let me back up here. I believe she's got a lawsuit. The officer then apparently grabbed for the phone and the two struggled over the device as Brown screamed before it fell to the ground. Then the officer held Brown's hands behind her back and appeared to be speaking to her until eventually the two separated and Brown walked away. Wait a minute, you can just do that to people? You can just put your hands on people and then let them go? According to her attorneys, basically the officer, she was walking her dog and the officer approached her because the beach is closed after 11 p.m. It was around midnight. So she's like, all right, I'm leaving, but can you not get super close to me because you don't have a mask on? He refused and got all up in her face. So she pulled her phone out in an attempt to record this situation. And that's when he grabbed the phone and starts wrestling with her. What in the hell? You can just put your hands on people in Chicago and try to take their phones from them and you don't arrest them? That man should be dealt with. He should not be a police officer. Let me turn my attention to the canine. Okay? If I have a dog and somebody attack me, I expect my dog to go super hard. Look at this fool just walking away. What a damn idiot. What a tyrant. What a tyrant. What a tyrant. Look at him. So she's like, no, I'm going to record you. And he's probably like, put that phone up. Put that phone, keep walking. She's like, no, I'm going to record you. Then you're going to grab her phone? He's not trying to arrest her. I mean, at that point, man, it's anything goes because you could be, who knows, you might not even be a police officer. I don't even know who you are. You just grab it on this woman like this? And then let's look at the dog. Let's look at the dog. Look at the dog. It's a little dog right there. She's screaming right there. Look at this. What is he trying to do? I'm disappointed in the canine. I'm disappointed because that dog should be trying to bite the you-know-what out of that man. And it looks like he's trying to play. I don't got no time for that. If I have an animal that I'm training and is in my house, I'm taking care of you, and somebody attack me, damn it, your job is to bite the you-know-what out of them, period. The hell? That dog, Cass writes, that dog had one job. He would be going to the pound immediately. Right, I got to get rid of the dog. You supposed to be man's best friend. You got, like Cass said, you got one job. If you're my canine, you got one job. Look at this. He just wanted to put his hands on her. She's just some of that old abusing my authority so I can put my hands on a woman type stuff. Because then he lets her go. Still no bites. The dog's trying to play. Yeah, that dog's going to the pound. Look at this. Why are you holding on to her hands? You lonely ass mofo. Get off of me. He looks like a complete loser. He looks like a complete loser. Oh my God, I can't even watch anymore. But if you don't know, let me give you the story, the background on it. So the woman involved, her name is Nikita Brown. She got a whole lawyer and everything, and I'm glad she does. She said she was just walking her dog at Lincoln Park. There's a beach there, but it was after the beach was closed. And, you know, they do that here in Cincinnati too. Like the public park were closed because they don't want people loitering and doing all kind of stuff overnight. I get it. But is that something you really want to put your hands on somebody about? That's some psycho, sicko, sexual type of stuff. He had no reason to put his hands on that woman whatsoever. And she says she was traumatized by the incident and wants the officer to be publicly identified so that a formal complaint can be filed. She should file a public complaint, and to the fullest extent of the law, she should try to bankrupt the CPD, the Chicago Police Department. She should go for as much money as she possibly can get. Tiff Tiff writes, not everybody trains their dog to attack. A lot of them for companionship or because it's trendy. What kind of dog don't attack? Man, I don't need no friends. I don't need a dog to be my friend. I need you to attack other humans when I'm in danger. That's number one. If I was Nikita Brown, I'm taking the dog to the pound and I'm taking my ass straight to a lawyer to see if I got a lawsuit. Those are the two things I'm doing. Now tell me I'm wrong. That is crazy. Like Brandy said, Shanna writes, he walks away defeated. Weirdo. Yeah, he was a weirdo. Straight weirdo. He just wanted to put his hands on her. That's all that was. That's all that was. And that's all my time. Have an excellent rest of your day, family. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I'll be back and hopefully better than ever tomorrow morning, bright and early. We'll chop it up, 7:30 a.m. Look for that notification, right? Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for all the listeners. Thank you to all the callers today. I appreciate you. Have an excellent rest of your day. We'll catch up real soon. And remember our motto: winners focus on winning, and losers focus on winners. So stay focused and stay winning, and we'll talk real soon. Until next time, I'm out.